With respect to that, I have to say that less than 5% of Alzheimer's disease are genetically transmitted. So 95% are not genetically transmitted. And generally speaking, the ones that are genetically transmitted, they tend to occur at earlier ages than, although this is not a general rule, but more often the people who have it because of genetic reasons, that 5% of the people, the population, they have it at the earlier ages. But it's only 5%, or less than 5%, about 5, that number. It's not that in China there is more than America or less, or in Europe there is more or less than here and there, but there are particular population that in particular circumstances that could lead to dementia, and because of the habits of those population. There are small groups of people. For instance, in the Pacific, there were population that used to eat the brain of the dead people, and then they were transferring disease, which one of the symptoms of this disease was dementia, and they were all developing dementia. So over there was a higher incidence of dementia just because of this habit of eating the brain of the people that were dead, and therefore, like an infectious disease, they were transferring the disease from one to, and there were a higher incidence of people affected with disease. Once this was found and these habits were stopped, then the incidence of disease became the same as with in other populations. In general, if you look at our society, there is not a population of people, or that is more affected by the loss of memory. It is a problem that hits with aging, so it's something related with aging, and so it's as we age, we get more memory, more memory problem. Obviously, not all the people are equal. There are some who have a better memory than others, and we do not know why some people have a better memory than others. I mean, we say that if we keep ourselves and our brain exercise just like a muscle, then we tend to have memory problems, less memory problems. So it's kind of protective, the activity or mental activity. Even some people think even physical activity, it could be protective against the memory loss, the loss of memory. That's what I have to say. Obviously, there are diseases which are associated. One of them, the most typical one, is Alzheimer's disease, which are associated with the loss of memory, and others, but are of less relevance, less. The characteristic symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, which is really hallmark of disease, is the loss of what we call short-term memory. So that's how the disease starts, actually. It's people who cannot remember what they just did, just as a very short-term memory loss. And that lasts for a very, very long time, and progressively the memory problem gets worse and worse. And only at very late stage of Alzheimer's disease, it's when also long-term memory is affected. But the major characteristic of Alzheimer's disease, which is a very widespread disease in the population, especially at old age, is the loss of short-term memory.